When the 49ers traded up initially weeks ago, there was one guy they had in mind, and I believe that guy was Mac Jones. Now, when they traded up to that spot, they also recognized the fact that there was going to be a month plus to do a deep dive into Trey Lance and Justin Fields, which is exactly what's happened. They've explored the other quarterbacks, and guess what? They like what they've seen, and they are very comfortable at number 3, and we're going to find out who the pick is Thursday night. But I don't believe right now they have made a firm decision about which quarterback they're going to take.
And while there's a lot of people who don't believe that could be possible, the way it is possible is if there is uncertainty. Here's the thing, though, David. I know how skeptical you are. But if there is not one decision, like sort of not a unanimous decision amongst the group, I've seen reports that suggest that Kyle Shanahan feels one way, and ultimately it's his decision to make, and a lot of scouts and other evaluators feel differently. That feels like a possibility to me. One way or the other, David, you believe that that's a decision that has been made, and you might as well write in the card right now.
Well, it's funny. Kyle Shanahan said since they made that trade, they've gotten better. I haven't seen any passes against great competition. I've seen some passes on air, but I didn't know we were improving throughout this process. But listen, dude, to me, they made this move. They moved all the way up. They know who they want to get. The world knows who they want to get, Mac Jones. But here's what we got to do. Let's hedge our bets a little bit. We're studying Justin Fields. Trey Lance. Boy, these boys are so good. They're neck and neck. So if Trey Lance goes off and gets nasty in the NFL and Justin Fields, man, we had them neck and neck. But they know who their guy is. We all believe it's Mac Jones. I understand it. Go get it. I have no problem with you going and getting your guy. I think this is a little bit of hedging your bets and being like, yeah, it's just really close. Really, really, really close.
D. Wood, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Listen, when they traded up to 3, Kyle Shanahan knew exactly who he wanted to operate that offense. This is just stirring the pot a little bit, okay? All this talk about, Justin Fields and Trey Lance. This is Mac Jones, and I think this is Mac Jones' job for the taking because I think he's the guy that Kyle Shanahan, especially when he worked with Matt Ryan, I think that's what he envisions in this whole offense, a guy who can operate the system and do exactly what he wants in that system. So all this nonsense, all this chatter, it's going to be Mac Jones come Thursday night.
So, Jeff Saturday, you just told us for your Friday morning headline on this Tuesday that you'd like to see them take Justin Fields. But do you believe this decision has been made and that it is going to be Mac Jones?
Absolutely has been made. And listen, you know how he was giving you this right here when the question was asked. You know what I mean?
Yes,
look at his little interview, body language.
Yes.
He was uncomfortable even having to answer it, right? He's giving you the bob and weave. I do think the decision was made a long time ago. You don't trade all that away and get up that high without knowing who your guy is. I agree with Wood. I agree with Pollack about this. You're hedging your bets. It's like the dating game, right? Trying to make everybody feel good about themselves before you've already decided on your candidate. So when I look at this thing, the decision has been made. Would it be my decision? We'll know in a couple days. But at the end of the day, I think the decision has already been made, and it's made by one person. Let's make that clear. Shanahan, this is his call. I don't care what scouts are telling him. I don't care what this is his call. He's a master chef. It's his ingredients. You let that man do what he wants to do, and he'll make the most of it.
Right. And in that case, that likely is why it likely will be Mac Jones. Everyone, their job is to give their opinion, and I think that's what's going on here. And then in the end, it will be Shanahan who makes the call. Kimberly, as you make your calls and talk to people all around the league, are they acting, the people you talk to acting like the way this draft begins is with Jones going third to the 49ers and making their plans from there?
Yes, everybody I talk to assumes that the 49ers are taking Mac Jones. However, they give the caveat of, I would go with Lance or I would take a different guy, but I have a feeling they want Mac Jones. And it's because Kyle Shanahan, like the guys have said, he wants somebody he can trust to run his system. He does not have that right now. And when you look at just his comments and that side-to-side bob, you already know Jimmy G's out the door. It's just a matter of when. So the leash that you would give a Trey Lance, a kid that needs to sit and wait, may not be a situation that they can have in San Francisco. They may want a plug-and-play guy, and right now, Mac Jones is the most ready, outside of the Trevor Lawrence. He's the most ready guy that they can take at 3. That's why I think it'll be Mac Jones, even though I heard a month ago, hey, watch out for that Trey Lance kid, that North Dakota State kid. He's intriguing. I do think in the end, everyone assumes it'll be Mac Jones.
Well, that's a really good point, and it's a really good clue, David Pollack, that as we sit here as Kyle Shanahan, and we'll play you the soundbite again a little bit later, was the opposite of backing Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever the opposite of suggesting he's going to be back is, if they were going to take Trey Lance, you know him so well. He didn't play this past year. That's a guy who probably would be the least ready to start of all these 5 quarterbacks immediately, right? Like, if they were going to take Trey Lance, they would not trade Jimmy Garoppolo.
Correct, 100%. Trey Lance, listen, he played at the FCS level, so he played a lot lesser competition. Mechanics, I think he can work on. So I think he's the one, when I look at all the top 5 guys, he's the one who needs the most work with that kind of stuff. So it will take him the longest time. But I'll also say this, Greeny, I also think with him, he has the highest ceiling outside of Trevor Lawrence in this draft. So he's got big, huge potential, but he needs to marinate a little bit. That chicken still needs to marinate and get ready for the grill, because he's got some work to do still before he gets to that level.
Put some salt and pepper on it. Season that chicken just a little bit. Season it. Yes. Season.
Listen, now you're making me hungry here, and we still have a lot of work to do, but the point of it is that that does not feel like the dish that Kyle Shanahan is cooking up. He wants fast food. He wants something that's ready to eat immediately. He's going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, and whoever he's taking is going to lead him to the Super Bowl this year. I think that's his plan. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.